Little after a high noon in the Pacific coast of North America. Welcome back to the Shack. This is Ham Radio Live. Welcome to Wednesday. It's the 13th day of October 2021. Grateful to have you today. We're going to talk about some work being done in a pretty tough area. Yeah, small country. Few hams there, but when they get it good because people like to work them because it's not often you get to work in a country that's small, you know? Plus, we'll also find out how well WWBH goes and a little bit of history about that, as well as talk about what the heck happened yesterday with the CME. We'll go into that. We'll talk about what happens to the ionosphere when we have a solar storm. I want to welcome you to the show from the four winds of the world. Away we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Shack in Oregon. My name's Larry. My call sign's Kilo 7 Hotel November. Thanks for joining us today, this Wednesday. First of all, hellos. First one today, the very first one in the house, my brother Bob. Welcome to the show, Bob. It's good to have you. Welcome, buddy. Happy Wednesday, brother. Good to see you. Also, Andy Bronson, all the way in the UK, is here. Mike 7, X-Ray Tango Tango. Good evening to you there, Andy. Hi, John. John is on the East Coast. Hello, John. Whiskey Bravo 4, Hotel Zulu Alpha. Hello to you. It's good to see you. Greg Robinson, my mate from up north in Vancouver, who's helped with the Urban Beam. I couldn't do it without you, buddy. Thank you for everything. His call sign is Kilo Alpha 7, Mike Delta Mike, and James Stanley's here with Monty. His call sign is Mike 7, Bravo X-Ray Tango, plus Monty, the station manager. Anyone that has a dog, you know that's got to be the station manager. His call sign is Mike 7, Bravo X-Ray Tango /K9. Whole point of us doing the show is to help you get an amateur radio. That's the whole point. We really want to encourage you to contact a large radio group and tell them where you're located. Then they'll find a radio club close by to you. Then you contact the radio club, and then they will help you find, a small club nearby. You call that club, get in touch with them, and they can help you. You can see what their ham radio gear looks like and see if it's for you. And if it is, a lot of them can help you get licensed, which is kind of the best part. Find a radio club that's big first. One of these five will help you. Maybe the American Radio Relay League at www.arl.org. Hit the Contact Us bar. Same with the Radio Society of Great Britain at www.rsgb.org. In Canada, the Radio Amateurs of Canada at www.rac.ca. In Japan, the Japan Amateur Radio League at www.jarl.org. And in Australia, Wireless Institute of Australia at www.wia.org. Have a show suggestion, a question, or maybe just a comment? Hit me up at CQ, hamradiolive@gmail.com. If you'd like to help the channel, you can do so on PayPal at proburbs356@me.com. or hit me up on Patreon at Ham Radio Live. Welcome to the show today, everybody. A few people checked in. Want to make sure and say hello to you while you're here. We got James Stanley in the UK. Good evening to you. Mike, all the way in Florida. Welcome, my friend. Kilo Delta 2, Sierra X-Ray Delta. He's our trivia sleuth, by the way. He's amazing at what he does. Mike Galloway, welcome back in the state of Massachusetts. Kilo Delta 1, Hotel Foxtrot. I love the HF at the end, Mike. You couldn't have done better. Chandler Labs is back. By the way, Chandler, nice comment yesterday on the show to Don, Whiskey Alpha 2 Tango Papa uniform. If he's here, that's a great guy to connect with because he'll help you with antennas. He's just brilliant at it. Making a 1-watt call from Afton, New York to Cape Town, South Africa. Wow. Does good. Thank you for coming today. We've got a new one. Hi, Robert. Robert Westwater is here. Welcome to the show. First timers always get applause. Hi, Robert. His call sign is November 9, Bravo Kilo. He's in Stuttgart, Germany, watching the show. Robert, it's my honor to have you. Thank you for coming today to Ham Radio Live. Also, my mate Andy Cowley in the UK is here. Hi, Andy. Good to see you. 2 Echo 0, Romeo, Echo, Echo. All right, working on Ray Novak. Still coming to the show from ICOM. Hopefully answer your questions about ICOM rigs and the expeditions don't break the bank, stuff he did for the RTB convention. Plus, Callum McCormick will be here October 20th. It's a week from today at 20 UTC. Join us as DX Commander and Ham Radio Live go together on one YouTube stream.
Oh, brother, this is too much.
And put together, hopefully, a fun show for you. I'm excited for that. Join us, please. 20 UTC on the 20th for Callum McCormick. Also, Randy Hall, Kilo 7 Alpha Golf Echo, will be here on October the 30th. He'll talk about all things ham radio. You got a question about anything, he can help you. He really can. Fred Denon, BeLoud.us, superstations dotted throughout North America, plus one in Bonaire in the Caribbean. You can work them. He'll show you how. November 27th at 20 UTC. Martin F. Jew, my favorite dude. I'm so excited. Help him celebrate his 49th year at MFJ. He'll be here on October the 16th. See, I had to remember 23rd. Pardon me. So many people. October the 23rd at 20 UTC. Please join us that Saturday. We're going to be celebrating his 49th year at MFJ. MFJ is the largest ham radio manufacturer in the world. And this guy is probably, I think, the most humble and compassionate, kind man in the world. You're going to love that show. Speaking of love a show, this Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, North America, that's noon Pacific, 20 UTC, so 8 p.m. in London, Eric Hoffer, that is the man who is on Ham Radio Concepts, tells you about everything from CB radios to ham radio to everything in between. Eric will be taking your questions live at 20 UTC. Please join us. That's going to be a huge show. Looking forward to that. Also, November 6th, join us as we have Alex, Whiskey 7 Hotel Uniform, from his wonderful ham radio YouTube channel, where he just works the world with his Urban Beam and his Flex Radio. We're so excited to have Alex come and join us here. And that's going to be a huge show. So please join us for that. Should be fun. This is going to be on November 6th. Okay. We've got some neat stuff to start the show out. We're going to, usually I go with the weather, and probably should, because, what happened yesterday. Let's get into that real quick. A1A right now. This is weather powered by ICOM. ICOM for the love of ham and shortwave radio. It looks good. Take a look at about 2 o'clock on the sun. You see, that's the CME area that gave us trouble yesterday. Solar flares. There's what it looks like from from a very good pair of glasses that don't burn your eyes out. Literally, I mean, this is what it looks like if you're able to really look in on the sun and see solar holes. That's what it looks like. So it's pretty cool. Here's the solar stability, and we love that. We've got some C-class flares, no M-class flares, but, it's pretty good. I want to show you something. This is from YouTube, and this is a great forecast teacher. I'm going to have the description to this YouTube channel below. Whenever you want solar news or information, this is where you should go. Really amazing stuff. Take a look at this. We're going to talk about what happened yesterday to the HF bands when everything went berserk like this on the K index. And she's going to explain to you what the rest of the week looks like.
We have a big flare player on the Earth-facing disk and an Earth-directed solar storm. Those stories and more in the news this week. This space weather forecast is sponsored in part by Millersville University. Come get certified in broadcast space weather. Visit millersville.edu/SWEN. Space weather this week is definitely keeping us on our toes. As we take a look at our Earth-facing disk, you can see the big flare player up there in the north. This is region 2882, and you can see it firing a couple small solar flares right around the 8th, and then wham, right there late on the 8th, it fires an M1.6 class flare along with an Earth-directed solar storm, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. It also causes a couple other solar storms to be launched shortly there later. None of them look like they're really Earth-directed, but we are keeping an eye on this region because it continues to be a big flare player. On top of that, it's also launched a radiation storm, pretty small, but it has those radiation levels a little bit elevated right now. We're going to be watching that over the next couple days. Now, on top of that, we also have a small coronal hole that is going to be rotating into the Earth strike zone here in the next 3 days or so. So we're going to kind of get a 1-2 punch. We're going to get that Earth-directed solar storm, and then we're going to get some fast wind as a chaser. So we definitely have some decent chances for storming and aurora. Now, as we take a look at our far-sighted sun, this is stereo A, and it's taking a look at the sun just a little bit from the side. You can see back on the 8th, region 2882, wham, as it fires that solar storm. That's the one that's Earth-directed. And now behind it, we also have a few bright regions in the south and one that's rotating into stereo's view in the north. These regions are not really all that active as far as we can tell, but they will help to keep that solar flux boosted. So amateur radio operators and emergency responders continue to expect marginal radio propagation on Earth's day side over the next few days. And of course, when that solar storm hits, expect some issues on Earth's night side. Now switching to coronagraphs, this is the LASCO coronagraph aboard the SOHO spacecraft, and the view is from Earth. This side has the intensity, the raw images, and this side has the difference images that enhance the features. And when we take a look at the difference imagery, you can see early on the 9th, wham, right there. Do you see that big ring going around the sun? Well, that is the solar storm that was launched during that M1.6 class flare, and that big full ring around the sun tells you that that thing is Earth directed. And this one's fast too, which means it's going to pack a bit of a punch. So we could have some decent chances for aurora over the next couple days. Now switching to our prediction models, Enlil. Now this is NOAA's version of the model. The top panel's density, the bottom panel's velocity, and you're looking down at the sun from the North Pole with Earth being off to the right. And as you watch that solar storm being launched, you can see it's coming directly towards Earth. In fact, NOAA has their prediction of the hit of this solar storm to be about midday on the 11th. And when we take a look at the velocity, which is the speed of the storm coming out, it's actually quite a fast solar storm. So we are anticipating aurora to come down to mid-latitudes. We could see a decent show from this one. And then, of course, we have that fast wind stream coming after it. So it's going to be kind of like a 1-2 punch from that perspective. Now, when we switch to NASA's version of the model, now it's a little bit different, but not too much different. Their prediction, again, you're looking down at the sun from the North Pole with Earth being off to the right. Again, their impact time is showing midday on the 11th. So this is good news that we're having a consensus, and it's also showing it being a direct hit. Now, as we switch over to the Met Office in the UK, the Moswak's version of Enlil, well, their version is also showing a direct hit, but they're showing it impacting just a little bit earlier, about mid-morning on the 11th. So aurora photographers, get your batteries charged and be ready for a bit of a show, starting maybe possibly early on the 11th, but definitely by midday or even late day, we should be well into a nice solar storm. Switching to our solar storm conditions and aurora possibilities over the coming week, we are anticipating the hit from that big solar storm that's coming toward Earth. It's going to be a direct hit. So at high latitudes, NOAA's expecting major storm conditions. As a matter of fact, we have about a 70% chance for a major storm starting around the 11th. And this will continue to storm easily into the 12th and possibly then begin to die down just a little bit. But we do have that fast solar wind that's going to be chasing it. So it could easily keep us up into active conditions over the next couple days until about the weekend when things will finally settle down. Now, mid-latitudes will also have a small chance for a major storm. This is at the G2 level, but likely we're just going to see active conditions. But that's still good enough to give us some decent aurora at mid-latitudes, at least from the 11th and possibly into the 12th before things kind of settle.
That's Dr. T. And she's brilliant. She really is. I didn't want to go like 6 minutes, but really watch the YouTube channel. I'll have the description to find it below. And I highly recommend that you subscribe. If you're a ham radio or shortwave operator, Dr. T is brilliant. She's really good. And keep in mind that was done days before. I mean, it hit the 12th. It hit yesterday. So, you know, they were off by a little bit. But again, the solar wind makes a big difference. Let's go into the weather. We'll talk about a little bit, and I'll tell you a little bit about what happened yesterday. Okay, first, K-index. K-index was up, and there was, she talked about a 1-2 punch, and of course, bless her heart, she said, wham, yeah, a few times. So there was the K-index, K6 and K4, K4, K5 once. It was loud. It was really, really loud yesterday. So what happens when that goes on is our maximum usable frequencies are not affected. They're not. That doesn't hurt your maximum usable frequencies. What it does is it changes the ionosphere. The ionosphere itself changes in how well it will reflect your signals. Because of a geomagnetic storm hitting the Earth, the ionosphere is disturbed. It totally disturbs the ionosphere. It makes making calls very difficult to impossible. Truly does. So if we take a look, here are the three layers, D, E, and F. D gets supercharged. I mean, really supercharged. We have a big geomagnetic storm like yesterday. E and F are unsettled. Okay, they're not uniform like they normally are. That's what happens when we have a major storm like yesterday. It makes making calls very, very difficult. And again, it's not going to change your MUFs. MUFs are going to stay the same. It's just going to change what the ionosphere does. Okay, that's really what it does. And to give you a really neat idea of what this all sounded like last night, okay, let me let you hear. This is what it sounded like trying to make calls last night. If I can get it up, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe this is a jinx time for me. Could be. Let's see. See how hard it is to hear him? He's having a hard time hearing anybody. Here's another guy. Listen to this last night. Oh, hold on. Let me find it because this is interesting. This is what was going on last night on the bands during the geostorm.
CQ 20 meters, CQ 20 meters. This is Kilo Delta 9 Victor. Kilo Delta 9 Victor. Kilo Delta 9 Victor. Calling CQ on 20 meters and standing by.
And he listened, and he listened, and he listened, and no one came back to him. That was what happened last night. And that's what geomagnetic storms do. They disrupt the ionosphere to a point where the ionosphere is not going to reflect your calls like it normally does, okay? And it's because they're unstable. Geomagnetic storms can be here with two issues, okay? And we were hit two ways yesterday. That's why our HF conditions were really poor, okay? In both ways, now this is not yesterday's forecast, this is today's, but you look at the A index, look at that, it's 45. We want that number below 10, okay? 10 is stable or lower. 45 is unstable. It's just, it's the way it is. So we're recovering from the storm. K is 1, so our K index has recovered. That's planetary. That's not the storm itself. Solar wind, 406.6 kilometers per second. It's down from yesterday. It was huge yesterday. Huge solar wind. And that meant all of the particles from the sun were hitting the ionosphere with that solar storm that came from the 12th or the 11th, and it just pounded the earth. It was an extremely interesting event. I'll put it that way. It's very interesting what happened yesterday, and it's why people were having a really hard time. I checked 20, 40, 80. 80 was miserable. But it was just no one. You just really could hardly hear anybody. And so when we get like an M-class flare, and it is earthbound, remember this on tests too, BZ latitude is pointed south, so towards the South Pole, right? When that happens, our ionosphere is going to be unsettled at the E and F layers. D is going to be supercharged, and you're going to have a hard time making calls. Even though MUFs are going to be unchanged, they're still going to be good. Like yesterday, they were great, but we just couldn't make calls because the ionosphere wasn't working. Let's take a look real quick. This is from 9 a.m. Pacific time. Alaska was at 6.07. These are current MUFs, 6.07. Boulder supporting 17 meters at 18.6. Chicamaca, Peru was at 25.53. Ascension Island was at 33.98. Hermana, South Africa was at 21.81. That's really low for them. And that, just was a rough day for them. Athens, Greece up to 25.67, waking up to that. Going into the dark for that, And look at Darwin, 30.89. No joke. That was terrific going into darkness there, middle of the night. Current MUFs, Alaska, 14.18. Boulder, Colorado, 17.46. So we're down one. Chicamaca, Peru, 26.61. Ascension Island, 33.89. Hermana, South Africa, 16.88. Athens, Greece, 17.05. And Darwin at 12.97. Mike's MUMF. This is Mike, Kilo Delta Sioux, Sierra X-Ray Delta, and he's brilliant at this. And we'll get to hear hellos here in just a moment, all right? Take a look. 24 to 23, 24 megahertz working from the South United States, pretty much right into North Africa again. Okay, so that's pretty good pipeline there. If you're in the northern United States, 17 meters, and you can get just about to 15, just close, 15 goes right in as well. Very, very good pipeline there. And same with Europe. Look at Europe, 16, 17, and 18 meters. Great pipeline into the northwestern part of the U.S. as well as a lot of Canada. Current conditions, SFI 85, solar number 26. See, your moon bounce is excellent today. HF conditions fair, good on 40 and 80 at night, but fair overall on all the other bands. Our ham radio forecast for today, powered by ICOM. ICOM for the love of ham and shortwave radio. Daytime ham radio bands today, voice 20, 17, 15 in the north. Equatorial latitudes 20, 17, 15, 12, and possible 10. I think you get 10. Still recovering from the solar storm. That's iffy. Solar in the southern hemisphere today, your ham radio bands for voice 20, 17, 15, 12, possible 10. Data will work 30 to 10 all latitudes. Your nighttime ham tonight will go back to normal. We should be past enough of the solar storm that we should kind of settle down. 160, 80, 75, 60, 40, 30, best EX on 40. Check 20 on gray line as well. Shortwave bands today, 31, 25, 22, and 19. And your nighttime shortwave, 120, 90, 75, 60. Your 49-meter band will be brilliant tonight. That's should be 8 hours from now. So 8 hours, it'll settle down a little bit. That A number will go down, and we should start to settle down. So 49 should be great tonight for shortwave. 41, 31, 25, 22, and 19 should be open about an hour after sunset. All right, so there you go. There's your forecast. That was the most important thing because the HF problems we had yesterday, that's part of a solar cycle. It's what goes on all the time. So let's say hello to some folks because we have a lot of people who checked in to say hello, and I want to be able to say hello to you. First of all, we have a wonderful man who's come back, and I'm grateful he did. He comes all the way from Trinidad. It's been a long time since he's been here. Hiya, Dash. It's welcome back here from Trinidad. It is my honor and privilege. Thanks for joining Ham Radio Live today. Ishmael, look at this, 10 meters, loving it. Worked Italy, Portugal, and Spain, the U.S., all over the world, Germany, Bulgaria, Oregon. The world is his. That's Ishmael, Juliet 72, India, Mike Sierra. Yeah, he's in the tropics, Think about it. Mid-latitudes at the solstices. You got a great way to make calls because the ionosphere is so juiced right there over the center of the earth, tropic to tropic. It works brilliantly. And so, yeah, Ishmael, you should make great calls right now. It's the way the conditions are for you. It's great. Congratulations, man. BK Radio Ham, mixed trifecta. That means Australia's in the house. Hello, mate. Good morning to you there in Australia. It's good to see you. Mike's in the house as well. And let's see, we got going through everything. Matt, Hats Stuff. Welcome. Good to see you. First timer. Applause. Keep it down, please. Keep it down. Thank you. Sorry about that. It's a little loud there. Pardon me. Well, like I say, it's Wednesday, and that's the reason. But no, it's just me. Left-handed. Hi, everybody. Just trying to make it work at left-handed. BK Radio Ham, storms here last night caused lots of static crashes. Yeah, it was loud. 40 was like on fire. It was so bright. It really was. Rob's here from Michigan. Hi, Rob. Kilo 8, India Bravo X-ray just had contact with Chile on 10 meters. Charlie Alpha 4, Papa Sierra Hotel. Congratulations, Rob. That's a great call. Did you videotape it? I hope you did. Send it to me, man. That's something to work. That's a great thing. Ishmael in Dominica. I worked turkey on 40 meters last night with a noise floor of S9. Yeah. It was loud. Robert Sabato is back. Hi, Robert. Nice to see you on a very happy Wednesday. Hello, Larry from Dreary, New Jersey. No kidding. It is here, too. Yeah. I think that we have just completely skipped over autumn and went right to winter here. Cold, rainy. Robert's call sign, Kilo Delta 2, Whiskey Romeo Delta. It's nice to have you part of the show. Sean is here from east of the Cascades in Oregon. His call sign, Alpha India 7, Echo Quebec. Got it right this time. How about that? That's pretty sweet for me, right? Let's get a trivia question to you guys because you've been here a long time, and we'll see if we can get this great. Remember, one answer per person first, and then if no one gets it, but you'll get this one right away. Hands on your keyboard. Here we go. Which of the following is not a digital transmission mode? Okay. So is it A, MFSK 16, B, PSK 31, C, JT 9, or D, IRLP? Look carefully. Which of the following is not a digital transmission mode? Hit me up with A, B, C, or D. We'll let you know which continent wins it today. Currently a tie with Europe and North America at 55 points apiece. First one in, John Stevens from North America. Whiskey Bravo 4, Hotel Zulu Alpha says the answer is D. Let's take a look. Which of the following is not a digital transmission mode? He says D right here, and he is absolutely correct. Congratulations, John. Well done. Yep. For folks that are new to ham radio, or this might confuse people, okay? All of the modes above, MFSK 16, PSK 31, JT9, those are digital modes. They're just ways we make communication, okay? IRLP is the Internet relay linking project. It's a way to make your radio go over the internet to another person that tunes into the internet to make calls with you. It is not done over the air. So, John, congratulations. You got it right. Well done. The next question is such a brilliant, easy question. And I thought that would be hard, and you got it right away. Congratulations, John. Congratulations. Hi, Addie. Good to see you. Happy Wednesday evening to you. Hi, Larry and my fellow hands. It's Adrian. Mike Zero, Union Charlie Kilo. Welcome to Ham Radio Live. It's an honor. Thank you, Addie. Adrian, it's great to have you. Seriously, it's great. Great to have you here. Thanks for coming. All right, we're going to take a look at some work that's done by one of our people that watch the show, and I'm really grateful he's a friend. He's really good. And I want to talk about this real quick because you think about, the DXCC, the toughest 340 places to work in the world. Well, this man lives in Bahrain. There's less than a handful, less than five HF operators in the entire country. And this guy works remotely from the back of his SUV, puts an MFJ 1979 adjustable whip antenna up into the sand on a piece of rebar and starts making calls. Here's call number one. Tom, Alpha Echo 9, Alpha Echo 1 Tango Papa, Alpha 92 Golf Whiskey in Bahrain. Take a look.
Tom, you're 5'9" to 5'9" plus 20 dB. Go a little bit up and down, but very strong and loud and clear modulation. Very, very good equipment from your side, I think. The name on this side is Lex, like Lima, Echo X-ray, and I'm located about 8 kilometers away from the northern border of the Netherlands, in the north part of Belgium. Alpha 92 Golf Whiskey stroke portable, Oscar November 6, Lima X-ray.
Roger, Lex. Yeah, very good. Thank you for the beautiful report. Yeah, the meter on this end is not so kind. You're about 5 and 7, but your audio is outstanding. If I'm looking at the meter, I'm giving you a 5 and 9 for sure. It's really beautiful sounding radio you have there, that's for certain. Oscar November 6, Lima X-ray, I believe was the full call. The name is Tom on this end, Tango Oscar Mike. Back to you, Lex.
All right, so there's Belgium. Tom gets Belgium. Pretty good. Not bad. Tom's not done. Here he goes. Call number 2. Again, this is just a Yaesu 991 Alpha at 85 watts with an adjustable whip antenna. Nothing special. He's not doing anything magical here. He's just throwing an adjustable whip antenna into the sand on a piece of rebar making calls. Here's call number 2.
7-3, take care. Server 5-1, David, Daxtrap.
Alpha 92 Golf Whiskey Portable.
Alpha 92 Delta Whiskey Portable, is that okay?
Yeah, it's Alpha 92 Germany Whiskey Portable.
Okay, Golf Whiskey Portable. Nice signal over here, no problem to get you through. My mistake with the call sign. I give you 58 5x8 58. Like I said, I'm beaming to northwest to the States. Janes is my name. I'm just near Ljubljana, the capital of Slovenia. How copy, over?
Roger. You're 5 and 8 into Bahrain. I'm working portable station. Just a very simple, what I have, just a vertical here beside the sea. So Mother Nature and doing all the work as usual, running 85 watts today, Janis.
It's Tom now, again, to Slovenia. And when he says Mother Nature doing the heavy lifting, when you have your radio antenna near a big body of salt water, it's going to make a huge difference because your signal is going to be able to hit that salt water quick and it's going to be able to make it bounce. And it's great because, you're using the ionosphere coming down. If you're hitting salt water, it almost acts as a perfect reflector back to the ionosphere because what's in salt water? Salt, ions, and that makes it bounce well. And so I hate to say the word bounce, skip well or reflect well. Either way you use it, it works great. And Tom did great. We're going to listen now. Tom, for Shortwave folks, also did this and sent it to me, and I loved it because you think about where Tom is and you think about the location of this broadcaster, where they are. Take a look at this video. Very rare for this station to come in all the way in Bahrain.
This is the female voice. This is WWVH. This is Hawaii. See if we can't catch her voice.
Coordinated universal time.
Amazing.
The WWVH radio signal is available by telephone. signals on the WWVH radio broadcast is available by telephone, including time code, audio frequency and announcement information heard on the broadcast. The audio signal is available area code 808-335-4363. To repeat, the WWVH audio signal is available at
Listen carefully to that voice.
4363.
Now, again, listen
That's
carefully to
amazing.
the lady's voice.
I'm not sure if this is the first time, but it's one of the only times I've ever been able to catch Hawaii.
At the time, 16 hours, 53 minutes, Coordinated Universal Time.
Okay. That's Tom with an amazing pickup from Bahrain. That is WWVH out of Kakaha, Hawaii. Okay. And it's literally on the southwest corner of the island of Kauai. So one of the major northwest islands, and it beams all over the Pacific, literally. But Tom was able to catch it in a very rare moment of propagation, which is cool. So Tom was able to catch that. And that voice, by the way, if you don't know, remember calling the time back in the day? Remember we'd call the time, like my wife says in San Francisco where she grew up, they would dial popcorn. They would just dial POPCORN. And that was the time. That voice was Jane Barbie. She was a voice actress and was hired by AT&T way back in the 50s to read the time. And it was done on these very old-fashioned recording machines that were mechanical back in the day. WWVH actually has her voice with all the time numbers you could do, plus, the address, which they put on, when they do their IDs, they do it at 20. Then on WWVH, their IDs are always at 59 and 29. So 59 after the hour, 29 after the hour, you'll hear the voice of Jane Barbie out of Hawaii speaking, the voice announcement out of WWVH. That's the old time lady. And it's cool they were able to catch her. That's the only place you'll ever hear it. And they also, you can see in that clip, have the phone number to call if you want to call and listen to the time. There you go. All right, quickly, some welcomes. Glenn Stevenson, trifecta again, Australia. Thank you, mate. Good to see you, and a very, very happy Thursday to you there in Australia. My mate Alex is here. Hi, Alex. Whiskey 7 Hotel Uniform, one of the best YouTube shows on YouTube. All he does is make call after call after call after call. He is brilliant, and he'll be on tonight. Listen for him. I think it's going to be about, 5 p.m. Eastern, sometime around there. Find him live. Please hit his YouTube channel and then hit the notification bell. You'll know right away when he comes on. And he makes calls. He starts usually on 15, then he'll go down to 17, then down to 20, then he'll go down to 40. And maybe he'll make a call with you tonight. He's a great guy. And we're grateful to have him coming on November the 6th. Should be a lot of fun. Ishmael, can I put salt on my antenna? No. You don't put salt on your antenna. No, because what salt does, even, if you get stainless steel, after a while, you start putting a corrosive material on it, it'll make it rust. So you don't want to do that. But you're already in Dominica. Again, remember, the signal goes up, hits the atmosphere, and comes back down. So whatever you have on your antenna doesn't matter because it's going up anyway. You just want a low takeoff angle off the horizon, and then it's going to hit the ocean, because where you're at in Dominica, in the Caribbean, for the most part, anywhere, northeast, east, southeast, and even southwest of you pretty much is going to go over water. So you've got a great situation where you're at in Dominica. No question, Ish. You'll do well. All right, let's take a look at final comments here. And I got one more thing for you before we go, because it's important. And I want to make sure and do that. Tom, by the way, here he is, the guy that made the call all the way from Bahrain. Alpha Echo 1, Tango Papa, Alpha 92 Golf Whiskey. Cheers, Larry. Just caught you live now. Bless your heart. Tom, where he's at is currently 11:46 p.m. That's worth applause. Thank you, Tom. Nice to see you. A very, very happy Wednesday evening, almost midnight your time. So thank you, Tom, for coming. It's great to see you. The hat. The hat's in the mail. So that's why I was a little late today. I got a shirt instead of a hat. Tom got one. So Robert Levine, first timer in the channel. Welcome, Robert. Happy Wednesday, I hope. Unless you're in Australia or Japan, happy Wednesday to you. Thank you for coming to Ham Radio Live. It's nice to see you. We talk about radio here. We keep on, we basically talk about broadcast radio and ham radio especially, and shortwave. So we're grateful to have you part of the show. It's a talk show. We try and do it as many days as we can. Ishmael, I'm in the northeast of the island Larry. It doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't. I mean, it's an island. You're in a small island. It's not like you're in the United States or Australia. If you were in a big area like Australia, you could be in the center of the country and transmit, and you'll hit land sometimes. Where you're at, it won't matter. You're just going to go up and down and just going to hit salt water. And that's the brilliance of working near the ocean or near the sea, as Tom said. The signal will hit the ionosphere and come down. Remember, our signals don't go straight out to point unless you're really, really close. But if, for the most part, you're 700 miles away, you're going to go off the ionosphere and down. If you're 500, you'll do the same. 200, probably the same. 100 could be skywave, could be, but it's most likely going to hit the ionosphere first. But the point is, when you're near salt water, if you do like a de-expedition, take your radio by the sea, wow, makes a huge difference. Really does. You'll all of a sudden be not only hearing stations from different places because you're near the ocean, but you're going to be able to make calls as well, which is just a lot of fun. It really is. All right, let's take a quick look because we did have Greg, Kilo Fox Zero, Charlie Union Zulu, talk about CQ calling, which we're trying to do on Friday. We'll see if we can do back on Friday, and we'll try and make a call on the show right now. We'll see if the 7610 can make a call here on 20. We're on 15 meters, and we're tuned. I've been watching it with my right eye from time to time. I haven't seen anybody there. So let's take a listen. Let me turn down the noise gate, and we'll see if we can hear it real well. Hold on. We're tuned, and we'll see. Got somebody over here to the right, you can see. So we'll go to 310. Let's go to 21,310. So we are at 21,310. I'll fine tune. Turn down here for you. We'll fine tune it, and we'll make a call, hopefully, with somebody, and maybe it'll be you. It'd be kind of fun. 21,310 on 15 meters. And again, just using 100 watts and a flagpole. This is the Gray Line Performance flagpole antenna at 24 feet. Is this frequency available? This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Second here. Oh my goodness, Acid Drop, welcome back. It is great to have you. Thank you for coming back to the show. Says, I've been to Bahrain. I love the call to prayers at the end of the day. Such a beautiful sound. Acid Drop, welcome back to Ham Radio Live. It's great to have you. Thank you for coming back. Checking frequency availability. Kilo 7 Hotel November. All right, let's give it a shot. CQ on 15, Kilo 7 Hotel November, Kilo 7 Hotel November calling CQ, Kilo 7 Hotel November, Kilowatt 7 Hotel November calling any station and anywhere and listening. Ooh, someone's trying to make a call. Hold on. CQ on 15, Kilo 7 Hotel November, Kilowatt 7 Hotel November calling CQ. CQ from Kilo 7 Hotel November, Kilowatt 7 Hotel November calling CQ to any station, anywhere, and standing by. Hold on. Again, station. Oh, that's tough. See, just too much noise for me to hear. At least with the echo I've got. I'm so sorry. Negative copy. Kilo 7 Hotel November. I'm going to go QRT. Thank you so much anyway. Kilo 7 Hotel November QRT. All right. Yeah, we're clear. All right. So it's just, it's conditions still. And again, we did have a major solar storm yesterday, and it does take a day or so to start to come back down. So Alex, hope you have some good calls tonight. I'm sure you will. He's got a great directional. Same one I've got. Just need to get it put up. We'll get there. And I'm so grateful to be able to spend the time with you all today. So that's fun. That's fun to do. We're going to close, and I'm excited to show you this. We have never shown this. It's not a sign-off or TV close-down. In UK, all over the world, except for the United States, they call them TV close-downs, not sign-offs, okay? We found a sign-on from China. Never played it before. And I thought, gosh, this is kind of neat. You know, we've never done one before from China. So this one comes from the country of China. It is a sign on from them, and we'll close. Remember, the whole passion of what we do here is to help you get in amateur radio. We really do. We want to help you by getting you on the air. Wireless Institute of Australia can help you. www.wia.org. Hit the contact us bar, and they'll help you get licensed. We're not going to leave yet. I do have one more quick segment I want to share with you, so don't go yet. Ray Novak, trying to get him in from ICOM, talking about his rigs and the expeditions that do not break the bank. We're working on a date. Callum McCormick, October 20th at 20 UTC, talked about antennas. He'll share with you his knowledge and information. Bring your antenna questions October 20th at 20 UTC. That's 1 week from today. Randy Hall. Well, Larry's not too bright right now. Sorry, my shoulder's killing me here. Randy Hall, Kilo 7 Alpha Golf Echo. He is from the Southern Oregon coast, Gold Beach, Oregon. He's been in ham radio over 50 years. He'll be sharing his knowledge with you on October the 30th at 20 UTC. Please join us. Have your questions ready for Randy Hall. Great man. Fred Denon from BeLoud.us joins us November 27th at 20 UTC. He'll talk about his product, BeLoud.us, and you will have a chance to work a superstation. On October 23rd at 20 UTC, my favorite guy, Martin F. Jew from MFJ, will join us live, taking your questions and celebrating his 49th year at MFJ. Coming up Saturday, that's this Saturday. Mark your calendar for Blinky. Don't tell him I told him that. Okay. Eric Kilo Juliet 4 Yankee Zulu India from Ham Radio Concepts joins us on Saturday, 20 UTC. That's at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, North America, high noon Pacific. Join us for Eric. I'm so excited for this because he's really good at what he does. He's tested just about every radio, receiver, transceiver, amplifier, tuner, just about everything that's on the market he has tried in the last 5-6 years. Please join us for Eric this Saturday. Save your questions. He's going to be great. November 6th, Alex from Ham Radio Channel W7 Hotel United. Amazing stuff. November 6th, he'll be sharing his story about, his coming to the U.S. from Cuba. Plus, he'll talk about what he does at W7HU here on YouTube. Going to be a fun show. I can't wait for that. So please join us on the 6th of the 6th of November. Don't forget ARL auction going on. This is the last chance we have a chance to talk to you about this. This is that segment I told you about. This is the final chance before the auction will be over because it ends before the next show. Flex Radio 6600M is at $45.55. The Yaesu 101, Mike Papa is still at $42.30, and the Apache Labs is a steal at $2,900. No joke. That's an Anon 7000 DLE. That is a very expensive rig. I also have a Collins KWM2 Type 516 F2 power supply combo, $925. ICOM IC705 is at $1,200. Look at that. The Lab 500 Discovery TX 500, $1,250. Look at it. Vintage gear too. Take a look at the R390A URR rated receiver, $800. Great bargain for that. Plus look at this Kenwood TS520 transceiver, only $350. It's a good deal. The Hammerland, $250. That is a classic radio receiver. Amazing price. I mean, that you can't buy it in that kind of condition typically. Wow. $250. Okay, look at this. Hallicrafters Model SX110, $182. 9 bids on that receiver. That's a ton of interest on that. And look at this. I found this today. If you want an equalizer, they've got a couple of PVs. They've got the PV215s. They were used at W1AW, okay? And look at the price, $65. If you're looking for an EQ that was used over at W1AW, I don't know how long they were used, but still, $65 opening bids, not too bad. If you want to buy them, the ARL auction, for the most part, will end tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, okay? So that's going to be before our show. So I'll make sure I told you about that, okay? So let's all get together again tomorrow. We'll wrap it up today. Thanks for watching Ham Radio Live. I do appreciate it. Wherever you're coming from around the world, it's been my honor to spend some time with you, and I hope you've enjoyed our visit. Until next time, God bless you from Oregon, wherever you may be. Goodbye, everybody.
Welcome
Well, how can you prove if a man has whiplash?
Mr. Sanford, after you were struck from behind, did your neck feel funny?
Yeah.
This man has whiplash.